Yu-Gi-Oh! With like a little bit of time to be like, oh, is there any podcasting type stuff that we should talk about quickly first? And then you're just like, oh no, we just started. It's like I was gonna say when we had the Yu-Gi-Oh episode. If I had someone say to me, "Oh, well, I didn't enjoy the first half of it because it was very Yu-Gi-Oh based and they weren't into Yu-Gi-Oh."
Well, it's good that we're starting this podcast with you talking about Yu-Gi-Oh. Welcome to the podcast, everybody.
I knew it was a fake out.
The weekly podcast where we get together and we talk about all of our favorite video game news and everything we've played all week. My name is Josh. I also go by BottlerWorks. I'm here with Olive Meister Will.
Hello.
Okay,
sorry.
Where's
Hello.
the-
I've collected 49 Makoto seeds out of 1,200 odd, whatever it is.
Oh my god.
That's better. If you don't have a pun or anything when I say your name,
Yeah, sorry.
just
I thought of that joke like on Friday, and then you said I wasn't ready when you said my name. I was opening a web browser.
And we're here with Steve Quikwix.
Hi, I'm Quikwix, also known as Steve, and what I lack in meat, I make up for in cheese.
Hell yeah. And Sammeh.
And I'm Sam.
Perfect. I think that's been the same now for like 5 weeks. But
Yeah,
that's,
I'm keeping that going.
but that's absolutely fine. How are you all doing? What have you all been playing? And I know it's Lost Ark. Let's be serious. But
Only for today, though.
oh really?
He started late, yeah.
I would have thought you would have all been all over it. It seems like the kind of game that our friend group has been like from day one, just every day.
I would have loved to have been playing it, but I didn't buy the founder thing, and it didn't release when it said it was going to release. So
Yeah, there was issues.
It seems pretty cheesy to me, right? That the founder pack that you pay for to get in is all good. You pay for it, you're in. And now it's actually out. The people that paid for it can't play either.
Yes. I was gonna say, yeah,
always going to happen though, wasn't it?
I was playing before the free-to-play launch, and now it's free-to-play. It's like, oh, every time I've got like an hour or two to play, it's like, nope, I can't get in.
Yeah, it's like, for me, it's like, I can't play, but at the same time, I have no monetary investment. So I'm like,
Yes.
I'll play it later. It's fine. But, I don't know, I feel like,
This MMO launch also, it is an MMO, but it feels incredibly single player focused, this MMO that I've played so far, at least.
yeah,
I don't think you are missing anything by waiting a week or 2 weeks for it to calm down a bit.
I'm at
I
that
think-
weird... Sorry, you go, Sam.
I was going to say, I think the MMO part hits when you hit end game, right?
Yes,
Their MMO is raids and shit like that.
Yeah.
And PvP and stuff, yeah.
It's the big topic of this week. Did you want to get straight into it? And because it seems
Might
like
as well, right? We're there already.
we're there already. Let me bring up.
yeah.
I've got the Steam charts here. This is the current Steam charts for Lost Ark.
Yeah.
It's absolutely insane. Basically.
Yep.
It's doing
Fifth game ever to hit 1 million concurrent players, and it's currently at nearly 1.3 now.
off the top of your head. What were the top 5? Do you remember?
PUBG has got to be one.
PUBG was one for sure. Counter Strike's got to be another one.
CS:GO
Right?
maybe.
Yeah.
Lost Ark. What was the New World? Did that hit 1 million?
Maybe, yeah, that was popular.
Let's have a look. Top
Team Fortress 2, maybe one. That
Oh,
was
this is-
popular
this
back
is-
before Overwatch.
This is current overall. Dota might be one, right? Like the launch of Dota 2.
Oh, it could have been Dota. Not sure.
Oh, this is
You won't be able to find it now. will
No,
you?
no. If only I had time to prepare. Yeah, but Lost Ark is doing
Let me have a look.
absolutely crazy
I can
numbers.
find it.
I knew it would do.
1.27 million playing an hour ago.
Okay, here we go. Oh, okay. You will never guess the fifth. So PUBG, CS:GO, Dota 2,
Yeah,
and
Oh.
what do you think the fifth one is?
I bet it's something like Team Fortress 2.
Nope.
Is this concurrent players?
Yes.
Wait, no, I
Oh,
know
God.
what this is. I know what this is. It's Cyberpunk 2077.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh wow! I was
Really?
gonna go Valheim because I know that game
yeah.
did really well week one.
It's
I
easy.
didn't know. I didn't see too many. I saw people raving about it, but I didn't see like
Oh,
numbers raving about it.
Valheim did incredible.
Yeah,
with,
no, I knew
But I think
was,
it,
like,
it
very
did
popular.
incredible compared to its expectation.
Oh yeah, but it
expectations,
still
right?
hit over 1 million players.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Cyberpunk
And
is
if it
really
did-
easy to look back at and be like, wow, really? But like the hype for that game was insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
people before it launched, people were like, "Oh, the reviews came in, and it was like, oh yeah, not worth it." And then it's still like people were playing. That was the surprising part.
No, the reviews were decent, right? I
Were
think
they? I
the
can't
reviews
remember.
were what I remember about the review situation of Cyberpunk is that they gave out footage to use in reviews of like the PC version maxed out, and they were like, only use this footage,
Yes. Yeah.
and
I remember.
they hid all the terrible console versions.
We could look it up.
I remember that.
Yeah, it's old news now, isn't it?
It's funny. It's funny. We don't really have much to say on Lost Ark. We just immediately start talking about. Cyberpunk.
As the only person here that hasn't actually played it yet,
Yeah.
Mhm.
because every time I've tried to play it, I just can't get in. I had the same thing with Final Fantasy 14, where it's just like these games are not. If you work like a 9 to 5, you just can't play. It's out. Like
I finished work at 8 p.m. last night. I had no chance of playing.
Yeah.
I used
I will say that.
to queue for FF14 like
Mhm.
all day while I was at work.
I remember, yeah.
Just so I could play in the evening. And
Yeah,
then,
I had the same thing with Classic WoW. I feel like I basically missed the boat on Classic WoW because
of
I
that.
was working an office job at the time and I just couldn't get in.
I will say, I think the one good thing about Blizzard was they did like normal WoW, current WoW. They've got to the point where it's like you logged on, you didn't need server queues.
Yeah,
for, like,
I remember
Shadowlands
the
and
worst
stuff.
thing you could say about like new WoW expansions was like the starting zones were massively overcrowded, right? Apart
Yeah.
from that, at least you were in like
Yeah, you could
playing,
play,
and it was
whenever
kind of a
wanted.
fun. It was kind of a fun mini game of like I have to tag this mob before the 10,000 other people that I'm stuck in a fucking dust bowl with do. Yeah,
I never had that problem
Yeah.
with Shadowlands. By problem, I mean login. It's the only MMO in recent memory where it's like, you can just play.
Yeah.
It's fine.
it
And if only
feels.
Amazon had done an MMO last year where they could have predicted this sort of thing.
Yeah, but this is like orders of magnitude. That one was wildly successful, right? Which no one saw coming. And then this one is orders of magnitude more successful
Yes.
than even what was it called? Lost World? New World?
New World.
New World.
Fucking hell, I could not think of that name. Yeah, I think it's kind of weird. They've created this. I saw that this commented the other day, but they've created this weird paid. There are paid servers where everyone jumped in, and then because of the demand, they added new servers, and now all the free people are on those other new servers. So it's like a weird, like us versus them mentality, where it's
the Shantytown server and like the prestigious.
Yes, it literally is. Yeah.
Royalty server.
I think it's so archaic in like where we're at now that they're like, you make a character on a server and then you can't go hang out with your friends because of it. Like there's got to be ways around it at this point. Like
Especially this game was very successful over in Korea and Russia, so they knew it was going to be good or big at least. They had the experience of New World from Amazon having an MMO, so they should have prepared more. Like,
do you not see do you not see how popular this game is with people willing to pay a bit of money to get in early, and then go like, fuck, this is gonna be magnitudes higher.
But it's 2 days. You got 2 days at that point. Like, I don't think you have the time.
You just panic and go to bed for 2 days.
One of them's a Friday, so no work's getting done there either.
Yeah.
What's even more shocking is how everyone has said oh, it's a slow start. They play for the first round. They're like, oh, I'm not sure. But still, you can't get on the servers now because people are addicted.
This is my problem with it, because I've played the beta and I was lukewarm on it. But I want to get into this because I can't get in.
I was saying this last night. It's like it was on Friday when they delayed the thing. I had no real interest in it. I had it preloaded, but I was like, I'll play whenever. And then because I finished all my work for the day, and everyone was sat in Discord, like chatting about Lost Ark. I was like, now I want to play it and I can't, which makes me want to play it more.
That's 100%. That's what it is.
Like, there's weird forced scarcity. It's so
I'm
weird.
like, I don't want to play this game, and then they're like, well, good, because
Yeah.
you can't, and I'm like, wait, no, but
Well,
now I want to play
now
it.
I do. Yeah.
Why can't I play it? Let me play. My stupid like primate brain.
We've managed to talk around the game and not actually describe it at all.
This is the game right now,
but
right?
I guess yeah, most of it is queue simulator. Do you see as well? Someone posted a picture earlier. There's queues to get into the queues now. You have to queue, then you get in, and then you pick your server, and then you queue to get onto that server.
Oh wow, I didn't know
it's
it
like
hit that stage.
I had
Yeah.
I got in from work today, and it was like 6 p.m. and I heard about what you're describing, but had not seen it. And I booted Lost Ark, and all the servers are up, the game is going, and I booted it, and essentially got a message pop up that basically told me to F off, and then I clicked OK, and the game closed. It's like there's a queue, but it's the bouncer looking at you, going like, "Nah, mate, do not even try right now. It is we're telling you now." Even attempting to queue is a waste of your time.
Yeah.
And it was annoying because this morning I got up super early, not to play Lost Ark, but I was up and I was like, I could play some Lost Ark. It's like 8 a.m. and go on and the servers are down.
Yeah, that was my problem this morning because I had an hour before work and I was like, I can check it out for an hour, and the servers were down.
They've been down a few times, and also the free-to-play launch was delayed because they were having server issues. I think because they're just overwhelmed right now.
Yeah.
What, the servers overwhelmed, or as developers they're overwhelmed?
They're probably
all
both.
of the above.
Probably both. Yeah.
But so, how are you two finding it? You two that have played, how are you two enjoying it?
I am actually just as a game, I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
Just as a game.
Yeah.
I haven't hit the MMO part, but then in my head I always just go, I haven't paid anything for this game.
Yeah. I find it's a lot of people are like, oh, this is Diablo, right? But an MMO.
Yeah.
I've found it very similar to Guild Wars in that it's
Really?
like the game is like a big checklist of things that you can do, and you just sort of bounce between all the things, and you never really stop to think about what you're doing. It's like what numbers go up, but like weaponized. I think I said to someone the other day, because the game never stops long enough for you to be like, am I having fun? You're just constantly like, I'll do this, and then this pops up, and this is giving me a thing, and I'll go check on my stronghold or whatever, and it just, it's like, I remember there was a quest in WoW, in the Barrens, right? You had to get raptor heads or something, and the drop rate on those raptor heads was so low, I remember being like, I hate this, I don't want to play this anymore. And in this, it's like the opposite, where they'll be like, collect 10 feathers or something, and you'll go and kill one thing and get 7. And it's like, they never give you a chance to stop and be like, all right, I think I'm done. It's just, you are constantly moving from one place to the next, and it's always got new things to show you.
That seems like understanding that the current average gamer has an attention span of about 3 seconds.
Yeah.
So
I think the average person has a lower.
Yeah. But I went through a thing of like, oh, I think I really don't like this. I hate how like I sort of boot it up, I turn my brain off, and then 10 hours go by, and I close it, and I'm like, yeah, that was some good grinding. But now I think I'm at the state. Maybe I've just gotten like Stockholm syndrome, but I'm like, yeah, this game's alright. It's pretty fun. I don't know how long I will stick with it once I hit endgame, because I've heard you like the numbers never stop going up.
Jesus.
You just sort of you just endlessly grind for stuff, so I don't know if I'll be on board for that, but as like a single player experience, it is fun. It's pretty fun.
I saw someone put like, this is what Diablo should have been.
Yeah.
And like that's how I kind of feel. Like, this is just like, the story's decent. Like, I'm watching all the cutscenes. I'm actually paying attention to characters.
I'm not.
Like,
I'm not.
It's kept my attention when like I skip cutscenes and everything and just get through the game.
That's funny because I really, for a good 10 levels, I was like, yeah, okay, I'm kind of engaged. There's you can make some choices and there's some cool cutscenes and stuff. But sort of after that, I have just been hammering my way through all the dialogue. The voice acting is so bad, and the writing is like anime the game. You know, like
Yeah.
it reminds me of like Kingdom Hearts of what I've seen of that.
That's gonna make someone upset.
And also
All very
yeah, well,
happy.
yeah, but they're Kingdom Hearts fans, so I don't have to worry.
they also
They're
do
used to
this weird
crying.
thing where they only voice like the first line of dialogue per
Yeah.
character, and then it's like, oh, then it's reading. It's like, no, you need to like, if you need, oh, we're in 2022, you need to like spoon feed me the story. I don't want to work to get it.
Yeah.
Like, voice line it to me, not in a cutscene, so I can, don't
Yeah.
have the option to skip it. Like, I think, speaking of Guild Wars 2, Guild Wars 2 I think, is the best way to tell a story. Because you just in the world and the characters are speaking in
Yeah.
the world and the cutscene. Like Final Fantasy 14, I think has a better story, but you can skip the cutscenes. Whereas in Guild Wars 2, it's like, oh, you have to watch them, but they're pretty good anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
And this
yeah.
game is just
no,
like, nope, skip.
The worst thing possible is unskippable cutscenes. If I don't have the option to skip, it drives me nuts.
Skippable cutscenes
but-
and unpausable cutscenes shouldn't exist in this day. We're beyond that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
This is
yeah,
a
yeah.
solved problem.
No, I'm
But
with you.
it's
Yeah.
not in Guild Wars 2. It's not cutscenes. It's just dialogue in the world. So you're still moving your character. You can check your inventory. You can do whatever, and they'll keep speaking in the background.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was gonna say. Is this? I wish it would do. We keep mentioning Guild Wars, but the Guild Wars 2 has this thing where it doesn't have quests. You just go to a place, and a thing will pop up on the right hand side and go, "There's something you can do here," and then some guy will just chat to you while you're doing it, and it's like, that's good. I like that. Thumbs up. This one is the quality in like what you're doing is so wildly all over the place in this game, because I have
Yeah.
gone hours where it's just me running to a guy, talk to him, run to a guy, talk to
Go
him.
talk to them, standard MMO stuff.
Yeah. And then every now and then it'll be like, kill 5 things, which in this game is like 2 button
button.
presses.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that'll be like an hour, and I'll be like, this is, you're right, you're losing me, game. And then right before I came off last night, I did this ridiculous boss fight where it's like an auto scroller as I'm running up this collapsing tower, and then I have to while I'm dodging attacks and he's throwing ads at me, and there's like the jumping stuff involved, and I'm like, this is something straight out of like God of War or something. It's so all over the place in tone. It's crazy, and some of it's really, really good. Like some of it's genuinely really interesting.
Yeah.
Like when Sam said, this is what Diablo should be. I'm like, that's the stuff. But then there's also a lot of stuff that's like, I hope Diablo isn't like this. It doesn't need to be like this.
My concern is that it's full of cool stuff, but it will just lose me before I get to any of it.
I think there is a good chance it's not a game for you, but I don't. Yeah,
I think the easiest thing about this game is just to play through. I think the hardest thing about this game will be max level end game.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, logging on.
But do you not find so far the combat has been very shallow? Very shallow. Like, I run up and I press a single button. I have 10 skills on my bar currently, and all of them just blow up everything in front of me. And largely I can press whatever I want.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
It's gotten slightly harder.
Yeah, I've got to the point where like I've got 2 or 3 skills that are one shot most things, and the rest I kind of like I've actually had to start being like, I can't just mash my head against the keyboard and shit's dead. Like I need to be like, okay, I need to use this and then this, or
Fair
big
enough.
moves up, just use that.
Maybe Will's accidentally taken the overpowered class.
Oh, maybe I have. Yeah, maybe
No,
I
I mean,
have.
all day today I've been saying like, oh, do I get to a stage where I stop one-shotting things? Like it was like, oh, there's a boss, and I killed him in 3 moves.
Yeah.
And
I
like
think so.
I did a boss like half an hour ago, and I did my full rotation, right, and it died. Like cutscene boss died within one rotation.
That's been my experience so far, and I'm at level 39.
I think I have.
I assume it's 50. I've heard.
I think 50 is the
Yeah.
max what I've seen, yeah.
Yeah, I think it does get harder. Like I've noticed it gotten slightly harder as I've leveled up. So I think eventually
Yeah.
you'll probably get to like the point of like
I guess
you
yeah.
actually have to
Okay,
think about it.
but I'm pressing 2 buttons now for the most part. I guess instead of 1 is
Yeah.
how my fights go usually these days.
I
at
mean,
this
let's
point.
do like a roll call. Like, what level is everyone here? You're 39, Will.
Yeah,
And what class?
I am a mage,
Sorceress, I think.
sorcerer.
Right?
Okay.
I think I'm 26 or 28, and I am an artillerist at the moment.
And what are you saying?
I am 26 and I am a sharpshooter.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I will deliberately play something different then. I'll have a look and try. Unless one of those 3 is really cool and I have to play it.
I mean, my
Yeah.
class is the coolest, of course. But
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, you're welcome
I
to share it.
picked my class based off of its name. I knew nothing about my class.
When I played the beta, they had like a cool cutscene for each like class.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's a lot of cool cutscene in air quotes. You know, cool cutscenes.
It's
Yeah.
cool to me, but not actually cool.
Yeah.
If I show my mum or my dad, they'll be like, "Oh."
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
I will say the beginning is I didn't enjoy a lot of the beginning, but there's a bit where you start hanging out with some like knights, and then it starts getting interesting, and there's some big set pieces and stuff. But I remember, the start didn't really grab me. But
Yeah,
I don't care about the story, but I do care about I do care about what it's got to show me next, right? Like it seems to be gearing up to give me some kind of boat, and I want to know what that's about. I have a weird island now that I can go and hang out on. That's interesting. Oh, I was gonna say, Josh, before you, here's all of the things
Yes.
that this game gets you to do. Okay,
Okay.
you got your level and your gear.
Yep.
Obviously,
That's fine.
Diablo. You have an account level.
Okay.
This also gives you some stats. Then you have all your skills.
Yep.
Those have levels. They also have perks.
Okay.
Those are separate. Now, there's also cosmetics. Those also appear to have stats. I got some goggles that give me a bonus to intelligence.
Wait, so you put cosmetics, you transmog them over your gear, but they have perks?
But they also have stats, yeah. So that's,
Oh no,
that's
that ties into a cash shop, surely.
Probably. There's engraving. I haven't fucked with that a lot. I don't really know what it does, but seems to give some I seem to have some new perks now or something based on the earrings that I'm wearing. Not sure about what's going on there. There's gem. That doesn't have anything yet. I haven't unlocked it. There's also cards and card packs that you unlock. Those have levels, and then you set a hand of those, and they give bonuses based on how many you have.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
There is achievements. Those give XP and cards, and therefore more stats. There is collectibles. Those 8 different types of collectibles all appear to give stats. I've only really seen like a handful so far, but those seem to have their own reward track, which gives more stuff. I'm not done. There's also a rapport system where you can make friends with certain NPCs. That seems to give you bonuses. You hand a guy a potato, and he'll give you some money or something.
Oh, that's like real life.
Or a perk or something. Yeah, pretty much. There's the Adventurer's Tome, which is like a sort of progress track through each zone. That has its own reward track, separate from like achievements. They tie into sort of each other, but they are different. Then there's pets. Those have perks, and they also give you stats. I presume you can buy... I've got a little rabbit with a backpack that gives me plus max health, so there's that. Then there's your Stronghold, which is like a mobile game where you go and research things and
Like a mission table in WoW.
like essentially, yeah.
It's like wait 8
And then
hours
there's
and get a
more
thing.
things that I haven't unlocked yet. There's something called the Bifrost, and another couple of menu slots
full,
that haven't
isn't it?
even unlocked for me yet. And trade skills. I forgot about those too. You can go mining and shit.
This
It's not as bad as Will listing them all out in one go.
it feels like one of those things where they add so many things to do, where it's like when you go to leave or when you log on, it's like, where are you going? You could do that. You got this to do. What are you doing? You could go to the Bifrost.
It kind of is.
Go.
Yeah.
Bifrost is just free teleports from FF14.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What they call Aetherite, whatever. Aetherite tickets.
You sure? Because I have because I didn't even
As
get
in,
into.
you choose a place, and now you can teleport back there once every hour for free.
Like a
I already
Hearthstone.
have
That's
that.
a Hearthstone, right?
I have the.
Yes, but you can literally be anywhere.
Oh, so
I
it's
had
not.
the
It's not a
I
set
had the
location.
sheet music, which I didn't even get into. There's also sheet music, which does different things.
Which you mean does different
That-
things? What the hell is sheet music?
Well, that's how you travel about. I can play a song and travel to wherever I want, essentially. But then there's also what they called the triports, which is a teleport anywhere.
Yeah,
system.
I think you're just gonna confuse people with all of this.
Steve, I'm playing and I'm confused.
Yeah, but I feel like you're just naming every single thing in the game. Like, it's
Yes,
really,
that is exactly what I just did.
It's really not like anywhere close as bad as you just made.
Well,
it
No.
to
You, largely, those systems seem to manage themselves, at least for now. And I have not really paid all that much attention
Well,
to them.
it's
but
like I said.
I just think
where
it's funny.
You talk about the game. All of you talk about the game. Knowing myself, at my age, what I like and what I dislike. I know I'm not gonna like this game, but
Yeah,
I still want to play it because I can't play it.
But it's kind of like, it's like dumb fun, and you feel, and it's like it's got some fun stuff to show you, and you press a button and dudes just explode. It's like Dynasty Warriors. It's kind of turn your brain off.
Yeah.
Kind of fun so far.
This is like this type of game is fine when there's like nothing else to play.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's it. It's like while
there's-
we're waiting for Elden Ring, right?
Yeah.
This is the perfect game.
Have you been playing anything else this week, or has it all been Lost Ark?
I mean, I've only played Lost Ark.
You've only played Lost
today.
Ark, okay. And then
I
Look,
downloaded.
today.
yeah.
Oh, I downloaded Project Triangle Strategy demo to play, but I never got around to it.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think Sam was getting at there, and you got wires crossed, is that Sam has only managed to jump onto Lost Ark today, and he's played other things beforehand. Is that what you were
Oh,
getting
I
at?
missed that because I'm
You just kept-
stupid.
Josh just kept saying, okay, and then Sam would be like, wait, no, hold on.
Go on, Sam. What else have you played?
I mean, now I feel bad because like I haven't exactly done a lot, but like I've played. I've got 2 indie roguelike tower defense games that I'm playing at the moment.
What then?
One of them is called Rogue Tower, which is the one I'm more inclined on at the moment.
Yeah.
Is that the one I watched? Yeah, that's the one I watched.
Yeah.
You play.
Basically, you got your base, and you've got either 1, 2, or 3 lanes that lead into your base, and you have to hold off waves of enemies. And after every wave, you get like to choose a card from a deck, and that will either unlock a new tower, upgrade a current tower that you've got, or just give you like a passive or something.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the the waves throw like different kind of enemies with different strengths and weaknesses, and you've got to try and like build like a deck of cards like your Slay Your Spire, but your deck of towers with their abilities,
Oh, that's a cool idea.
and hold the waves off, and it's pretty cool.
It looks
And-
procedural as hell. Is it all randomly generated? Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
After every wave, you have to like add a tile to
I was going
it,
to say
as
it
if
looks
it's
very
like a
tight.
board
You can
game.
see the seams, right?
Yeah. And then that affects how the lane that they have to walk down is.
Is that? I don't want to. Is this game early access, Sam?
Uh,
Well, I was gonna say
I'm on the store
because
page.
is that default Unity background?
Textures
Behind
coming
those
soon.
tiles. I can't quite remember the
This game is
color,
not
but-
early access. This game is
Oh, okay.
released.
It is out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That looks cool. I didn't want to say that like it was a
And then,
pejorative
yeah.
over everything, but yeah.
And my other one is Tower Tactics Liberation, which is quite
Ooh,
literally
that's
a
a-
lot.
It's a video game name, isn't it?
Yeah, that's quite literally like Slay the Spire,
Yeah.
in which you have a world map and you go from zone to zone. You
That
go
look-
from left to right instead of down to up.
That looks
wow.
like FLC. Is that the
FTL.
FTL? What the hell's FLC? I think I
Um,
made that up.
But you quite literally build a deck of cards, and then those cards are what towers you build on the fight maps.
This looks interesting.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's scratching that tower defense itch that I've had for a very long time. And they both have that same roguelike type thing where once you've done your run, you can then get permanent bonuses based on how well you did.
Yeah.
So which of these did you say you'd recommend more?
I enjoy Rogue Tower at the moment. That's grabbed me more. But I think that's just because Tower Tactics is early access, and you can kind of feel it a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like it's there's a game there, but it feels like it's just missing a little bit. Just a little bit to be that polished, finished thing.
Yeah, this looks simpler than the other one, but at the same time looks more consistent. If that makes sense. It's like
I know what you mean. Yeah,
it is a lot simpler.
The art style is a lot simpler, but it looks like a package, right? Whereas this looks, the other one looks a bit more, not slapdash, but I don't know. I just feel like this
I know what you mean. Like getting a consistent art style throughout is like really tough to do, isn't it? And especially if it's early access and the game is still getting made. Yeah. I can see them.
This is clicking with me more.
Yeah.
I think apart from that, played some more Arceus. Just trucking along with that game.
Yeah. How are you finding it still?
I'm still doing the same. I think I've cut back on the like 100%ing the Pokédex research levels. Just because I'm not playing it as much, so because I'm playing it less, I want to maximize what I'm doing with my time on it.
Yeah.
Laura and I haven't admitted it, but we're at that point where we're like, have we dropped this game?
Yeah.
You know, where it's like, I'll still ask, like, do you want to play Pokemon Legends? And it's kind of like, not tonight, maybe tomorrow, knowing very well that we're not going to play it tomorrow either.
Is that... Go on.
Yeah.
No, what you gonna say, Will?
Well, I was gonna say because someone asked me the other day. They were like, "I'm thinking of picking up Arceus," and they were like, "What do you think?" And I was like, "I haven't played it, but I am regularly chatting with a bunch of people who have, and they thought, and then I actually couldn't. I was like, I think they liked it. So state like how did you guys land on this? Now you're sort of coming to the end of your time with Arceus. Do you think this is the future of Pokemon, or is it?
I hope that it's a thing that continues.
Yeah. It's a decent enough game. It's still disappointing.
I think with for me it's the same old Pokemon thing of they always take 2 steps forward and 3 steps back.
Yes.
Like this game is good, but like there's no multiplayer. Like you can only do online trades. There's no battles. There's, you don't have like the gyms or like that progress. Like it's taken some good steps forward, but it's always Pokemon games always remove features or stuff along the way. This is the same, just a bit more extreme. So I'm like, I hope they carry some stuff forward, but bring the other main.
I was gonna say, I agree with you, but for like different reasons. I think for everything it does right, it falters on a few things that Pokemon games are normally good at. So I think generally, like was it Sword and Shield and other Pokemon games, I think one of the main things they have going for them is character design. I think the characters, like gym leaders and things, look really cool. They always look really weird, but they're interesting. I think every character in Pokemon Legends is so either really boring or they look so stupid to the point where I'm like, who wrote off on this? Who agreed this?
You know why though? A lot of the characters are based on characters from Diamond and Pearl, and they're like, oh, this is their ancestor, so that you can kind of see similarities between them all.
But I don't like it. Look at this. Look at this clown.
Yeah, like he is a new original character, but a lot of the other characters are like meant to be like descendants.
I hate him.
Is that like the professor whatever?
That's the professor of the game. Yeah.
Oh no.
I hate him.
What?
I think he looks so stupid, and it's just I don't think I like any of the characters in this game, and like the story is always I know it's Pokemon. You don't go for a story, right? But like for 5 zones in a row, it's like, oh, Pokemon's mad. Go throw beanbags at it, and it never changes.
But my problem with Pokemon is the stories are always so bad that it's like I would rather they just didn't bother. Right?
Yeah, that's the thing. Mechanically, the boss fights in Arceus is weak, but I enjoyed the storyline and what they're doing. I very much enjoy the gameplay outside of those boss fights.
Yeah.
Like, and the fact that it doesn't have multiplayer and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
means nothing to me either. Yeah.
Yeah. It
Oh
means
no, I like
in
multiplayer.
fact, anything. I like the fact that I'm walking around and I can see other people's satchels from where they died. Almost like Dark Souls-esque.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I liked that a lot more.
Yeah.
I hope that this is carrying on. I don't expect it to replace the main series. I think they'd be stupid to replace the main series with it. But
Yeah.
they need to do something different, and this is definitely
Combine them
a
both,
lot...
yeah.
It just
No, don't combine them. They need to have
No.
different...
I guess, yeah. But it could take some elements from this at least. But
Obviously,
the
they
reason
need
why
to
I
keep
like the
improving,
multiplayer
but-
is like Pokemon Shield is my most played game on my Switch because like I play the story, but then I do all the competitive breeding, competitive battles, so that has kept me going for even up to today. You know,
What is the online game that people play, which is like it's all sprites, but it's basically competitive Pokemon online?
Pokemon Showdown.
Is it Pokemon Showdown?
Pokemon Showdown. Yes.
Because
It's a
whenever
homebrew, isn't it?
I think it's not legit. I know that much.
You know, it's browser based, it's community based.
Yeah.
But
That's-
it's not breaking any rules, so Nintendo doesn't touch it. And plus, also competitive Pokemon players use it because it's like, oh, rather than spending like a few hours building a competitive team in game, you can just do this in 5 minutes and test a team. You know,
That's always been my biggest problem or like barrier of entry to competitive Pokemon. Right? I don't even if it's it's not actually that bad. Whatever, they've made it easier than it's ever been, easy as possible. But it's just like the idea of having to spend so many hours building a team first is just like, I don't know. I'd rather
in Sword and Shield, you could have rental teams where you just like take someone's code online and then you can use their team, so it's not too bad.
Yeah. It also
Now,
just generally feels like a bad idea to get involved in anything online based with Nintendo because they're so they're so out of date with all of it.
The turn-based systems for Pokemon is not too bad. Like if it was like a action game, I could understand, yeah. But Pokemon's always been pretty good.
The game, I'm sure, is fine. It's just for like online
Nintendo.
lobbies and ranked play and
Yeah.
the
True.
the meta stuff. I don't have any faith in Nintendo doing. It's like with Smash Bros and stuff, where it's like I accept that Smash Bros Ultimate is a completely legit fighting game, but I would never want to grind it and get into it because the connections and
online
lobbies
is
suck.
It's like when we played that Pokemon MOBA for a bit, and it kept putting us against bots, and we were like, "Why?"
Yeah.
And it was just cause Nintendo. I don't know. They do what they're doing.
But yeah, I think I hope Legends continues in its own way.
Yes.
I
Very much so.
I'm still
I think
disappointed.
I'd recommend
basically.
that game to virtually anyone.
Yeah.
I've
Because
seen
again,
some
like
people
me and
complain,
Josh
though.
play it in such different ways, and I think that is already something that Pokemon hasn't been able to do in a long time.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, I think just the main problem with it, which always will be, not just with this game, but with the Switch in general, which we've had this discussion so many times, but it's just I look at it and I look at Horizon coming out, and I'm like, it's not even close. Imagine this game, and not just that, it looked, better, like a PS5 game or like a top of the line PC game. But imagine if there was like verticality, you could climb around trees, swim underwater, this, that, and the other. It's just like, why?
It's like when we said Monster Hunter World versus Rise.
Yeah.
Right? It's like they're just so different. you go to them for different things.
Yeah.
Almost.
Here's your
at this
open
point.
world Pokemon game you've always wanted. It's a flat green JPEG hill with a couple of long grass patches dotted around for cover.
Yeah.
And it's like that is your game. It's like you're so close. You're so close.
Almost. Yeah.
It's like you can see what you want it to be, right?
Yeah.
And they haven't quite done it.
Yeah.
Maybe next time. Probably not.
Probably
but,
not.
But maybe.
But next time should, I almost have faith that next time will be closer.
I think next time we'll look and play exactly the same in a different region. I have no faith. I still have no faith.
I think they'll go back to a main line after this. The next one will be
They
like
should-
Pokemon.
yeah,
Yeah,
the
100%.
next game coming out
Gen
isn't
9.
going to be a Pokemon Legends
Yeah,
game.
next one will be
Yeah.
Pokemon Lightsaber and
Cake-
Blaster,
cake or pie.
and it'll be cake or pie,
Cake or pie?
tits and ass.
I would be happy if we didn't get another Legends game until Nintendo release another console, just because they can't improve anything on the current console.
But Switch
Yeah,
is only
yeah, I
halfway
see
through
what
the
you mean.
lifespan.
Yeah,
They
before
tweet. They
And I hope we
did
don't get a new one, because the last thing I want to do is play this series that I'm hoping is going to become a series and watch it just be the same thing over and over, which is what Pokemon is very good at doing, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, it's like everyone responds really positively to this new direction, and they're like, "Sweet," and then the game will never change again for the next 20 years until we're all sick of this again.
I'm gonna bring this up really quickly because I want to talk about it later as well. But Xenoblade 3 just got announced, right? And we
Yeah.
keep talking about the Switch being like, oh, this game does Pokemon Legends look bad because it's bad or because it's on Switch, right?
Mhm.
And I do feel like you can now put a screenshot from the just announced Xenoblade 3 next to this and be like, look, this game looks way better.
It's not
And
a Switch problem. It's a Game Freak problem.
It's a Game Freak problem, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll bring up again, like I said, we'll talk about it in a bit. But that is, instead of Breath of the Wild, this is now your comparison. I think for like an open world kind of deal.
It is also weird that like it's Nintendo and it's Game Freak, and Game Freak are like almost in house at this point. They might as well be, right? But it's weird that like the Nintendo first party stuff always looks so polished, and you can always be like, how is this running on a Switch, right? You look at something like Mario Odyssey or To the Wild, and you're like, this has no right to run as well as it does on this little handheld Switch.
New Kirby game looks great. Looks brilliant. Graphically.
So to have like Pokemon, which is like arguably their biggest IP at this point, maybe I don't really know how you would cut that, but and for it to look, not cheap, but not like Breath of the Wild or like Mario Odyssey, not mainline. Yeah. I think that's really weird. I wonder if it is just Nintendo are just too hands off with Game Freak at this point. I guess they make all the money, so maybe they don't want to fuck with it.
All it comes down to, they make infinite money. So why?
Yeah,
it's like your games are better.
Yeah,
it's like why? We're still selling 10 million on hour one. Have you played anything else this week?
Oh, I just remembered actually. I did play some Grounded this week.
They got a new patch, right?
Yes, I didn't play too much of it, but it seemed pretty much like how it was when I first played when it first came out.
Yeah.
Still spiders and stuff crawling about. It like they added a new patch with some stuff. Don't even know what they added because I was like didn't really play beforehand.
It was like woods or something, a woodland update, I think.
Or something,
I don't know.
But that game, it's kind of like you've got like the survival like aspect of Minecraft, but it's also got missions.
Yeah.
And it's like it felt like there wasn't even like it was like forcing us to do missions, so we didn't even have time to build like a base. But we should also build a base and.
There you go. Into the wood.
It's a weird one.
I don't remember it was wood something. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to play a little bit more of it, but I was hoping by now because it was I played at launch for this, and I wanted to see a little bit more of like a step forward in how it had progressed, and to me it just felt like it feels like it does at launch, but there's maybe like more crafting stuff.
Yeah. Just more content basically.
So it's not hit 1.0 right yet. It's still early access.
I think so, yeah.
Well, this is apparently this is 0.12.2, which
my favorite. Okay.
Yeah.
But
me and Aaron played that when it very first came out, and we ran around for a little bit, and we were like, "This is really promising. we're just gonna wait until it comes out. And I
Yeah,
think
can't
that
wait
was
till
like
launch.
2 years ago or something at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Really
that,
long
that's,
time ago.
That's still it's still like I was like, oh, it's almost there. At launch, yeah, maybe
Yeah.
That's about it from all I've played.
Okay.
I have a game. I have a cool game that I played this week. I was worried I had basically nothing, and then shout out to developers Hyperstrange for giving me a key for Blood West. I don't know if I have to. No, Blood West. Josh, sorry.
I tried to beat you. I tried.
Really tried to beat me there. Yeah, I saw that. For those listening, Josh just typed Dead West into Google and then realized it was
I'm
the wrong
trying.
name.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know if I have to. It feels weird. I know we're not getting paid
Yeah.
or anything.
Hashtag
I feel
ad.
I feel like I should say that I didn't pay for this game.
You've made it.
But I think
it.
I think I probably would have, based on the streamers that I watched play it, because it is a very, very promising, very cool little early access indie game. It's basically like Stalker, the game, in a hunt showdown world, with a sort of Doom thief aesthetic, right? So it's sort of somewhat open world, but it's like you're in an area, a very defined area, and you run about, you do quests, you loot, you sneak your way through compounds and kill monsters and nickel their shit. And it's just a fun little game. I will say it's a little bit easy. Right now, it's very light on content, and I think the problem there is also that it's because it's a little bit easy. But I have seen a lot of people struggling with it. So I think maybe I'm just really good because.
Oh god.
So
here we go.
And I don't want to say I am. I want to sound like a dick, but I realize that's kind of a dick thing to say. But it's playing a lot of Hunt Showdown, right? Is you are given like repeater rifles and revolvers, and a lot of the time is spent shooting AI like zombies and grunts and things, right? So I feel like I have been honed by thousands of hours of Hunt Showdown to be really good at Blood West, because it's like you can see all this, like he's like sneaking about and stabbing people. I got given a Winchester rifle fairly early on, or I bought it with money, and from then on it was like I was playing Doom or something. I was just sprinting about. I was just blowing everything away with almost no issues whatsoever. But yeah, I have seen a lot of people struggling with it, so I think maybe that's just me. You'll probably get a lot more out of it if you find it very difficult.
It's like thinking about
what game is. What is this game?
It's a
stealth
FPS horror.
Yeah, it's Stalker in.
I don't know what Stalker is.
Hunt Showdown.
Stalker is like open. I think it's open world, right? Stalker.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's just like live, right? Just survive.
No, there are quests and things.
Yeah.
And you have to scavenge for guns and loot, and it's like very sort of survival focused in that game. This one's not quite as bad. There are like consumables and bandages and stuff. But yeah, the idea is you go out, you find these like, the idea is to find these like cursed items, and then once you found enough, the game gives you a boss fight, and then that's all that's currently in the game. It is in early access.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's got a really nice little loop of like, you'll go into a place like a little western town. There'll be zombies there. You clear them all out. Then you go and rifle through all their stuff and find like weapons and ammo and gear and stuff. And it's got that sort of ammo economy of a survival shooter where you're always thinking about how many bullets you've got left, which I really like. It's also got some cool, like it will have weapons with stats, and you can find like cool, unique weapons with stats. So I found like midway through, I found like a little sawn-off that's like, every time you get a headshot, you restore some health. And I was like,
pretty
that's
cool.
cool.
Yeah,
it's neat. Yeah, it's got a little bit of loot in there.
It's funny you say that you should find it interesting, because it's like what stealth FPS horror, right? And in my head, I'm like, right, all week you play Hunt Showdown, which is an FPS based in this kind of setting. And what have you played recently last week was Hitman, a stealth game. So it's like you play that and then you combine the two and you're like, oh, this is easy.
Well, yeah, but that's it. Like FPS is a kind of my jam. So when I say it's a bit easy, I realize I am not necessarily. I'm not your everyman anymore. I play a lot of shooters.
Will is a pro gamer, okay?
Yeah, look, okay. I have a gaming chair, okay? So I had no problems.
You got the red racing stripes and everything.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, just really fun little, very short. It's got great voice acting. The guy who plays your character is a fantastic voice actor. Except he comments on everything. And for whatever reason, every time you pick up ammo, and you'll be doing this a lot, he says something like
ammo.
He's like, "Can never have too much ammo."
Oh.
And he does that like every time. And to their credit, it is often a different line than the one before, but it's like it's not infinite, and they do repeat eventually, and it is kind of like, okay, guy, I get it.
If you run over like a trail of ammo, is he like can't have enough ammo?
I haven't ever run into that situation, but I imagine that would be the case. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, it's good. The problem is it's a bit easy, and the content is a bit light. I think it took me about 5 hours to finish what's currently in the game.
Well, that is like it's not much though. It's like what, £9?
It's like 9 quid. Yeah, it's good, and it reminds me of like there's always been this rumbling of like, oh, I wish Hunt had a single player mode, right? And it's like, and this is kind of it, right? It's a different aesthetic, but this is what I would want out of a single player Hunt experience or a co-op Hunt experience. And it's nice to see, and I'm pretty sure these guys play Hunt and the reason I know that is because you see he's got a bow there. So in Hunt, you can draw a bow and then you can press reload and he will undraw the bow slowly so not to waste the arrow. And you can do the exact same thing in this game. And I was like, that is a Hunt mechanic that they have.
Game dev takes a long time. If you go to make a game like this and before you make your game, you type in undead zombie FPS cowboy,
okay,
Hunt is going to show up.
But on instinct, having played Hunt with that bow and that mechanic, just on instinct, I pressed that button and it did exactly the same animation, and I was like, "Ooh, these guys have played Hunt," which like that's not a bad thing. I think it's great.
Yeah. So what's the roadmap for this? Just like more levels, or?
So yeah, that's another thing I'm not too sure about, because they've said so. At the moment, there's this like 5 hour. You do the quest, you beat the boss, and it's like, cool, you did it, right?
Yeah.
And then what they've said is that is one area of 3 that they're putting in the game, and they will be the same kind of thing, right? Which is fine, and I can appreciate them saying like, here's the scope of what we're doing, and then we're going to call it, right? I think that's good for an early access
6
title
to 8
to
months
have that kind of.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, exactly. The problem is I like the systems in this game so much. I would like them to go like wider, like have these places connected, or and go that way instead of just these very closed off, like almost like they're like levels at the moment. Whereas I would love it if they turn this into some kind of a bigger open world project.
You're gonna have to start gifting copies to get the numbers up.
Yeah, well that's it. Yeah. I think that's basically all I have to say on that one. Really fun little game, really promising. I hope they continue to add cool stuff to it.
That seems good. No, I saw what I saw you play seemed interesting. I don't know if I'll buy it, but
yeah,
it's always good to have games like this, different stuff based on what you like cowboys and zombies and that.
Yeah, I think it's just a, I don't know, it's like a genre. I know there are cowboy games, right? But I feel like it's like
it's still untapped.
Weird West,
it's completely untapped.
It's like just not. Yeah, no one's doing it.
It feels
it's such a cool setting.
It feels like one day, a dev is gonna make a AAA game, like I know Hunt is already very high profile, but there'll be a AAA game that will come out in this type of setting, and it'll be like, okay, bang, this is what we're doing now for a bit.
This is what we want. Yeah.
Here's your 2 to 3 other games. Here's your battle royale in this scenario. Here's your first-person campaign action game in zombies with cowboys. It's just like it feels very untapped. And I thought you would have thought like with Westworld being really popular on TV, there'd be and like Red Dead being
like
as popular
Western.
as it is.
Yeah, like Western and something. The genre would be like Westworld is Western sci-fi, right? This is like Western horror, Western Weird West, or whatever it's called.
You have
I'd love to see more stuff like that.
You have Westworld being as popular as it is, and Red Dead Redemption and Red Dead Redemption 2 being as popular as they are.
Yeah,
but you don't really get these types of games, even just regular cowboy stuff.
I think, like the cowboy setting to me it's not as interesting. Like Westworld, I like the story. Red Dead, fantastic game, but it's not like a setting where I'm like, oh, I really want to play more cowboy stuff. I feel like it's like cowboys have been done like zombies in a way, but zombies it always feels like there's always that like suspense, whereas cowboys is like.
I'm not saying it'll never be as popular.
It'll
never be as popular as like sci-fi or modern day setting, but it still feels really untapped. Like there's space in the market for someone else besides Red Dead and Hunt Showdown to come out and make like I don't know.
Call of Juarez, remember that?
Yeah, that's ages ago now, right?
Yeah, it was.
Sold what, like
that
three
studio is gone.
Copies. Yeah. I'm gonna jump into what I've been playing.
What have you been playing?
I've been playing a ton of Sifu. That game.
Oh yeah.
Hey.
Was that off of the recommendation from last week? Or
It was.
that just
Yeah,
already know
I jumped in.
Did you really? Damn.
It at the start in particular, it was a really big miss for me. I had like a session where I sat down. I tried to keep it a secret for the week. I ended up like spoiling you guys. I was going to come out and be like, I've been playing this.
Then you streamed it the other night and I watched some.
Yeah. My first couple of hours, it didn't click at all. I was like, I'm trying to parry enemy attacks, and it's just not clicking. So before I get into that, I'll like preface it with what this game actually is. If you've ever played like really old like arcade beat 'em ups, like you start at the start of the level, you get to the end, beating up people along the way, and then there's like a boss at the end.
Yeah,
that's what this game is. There are 5 levels. You start at the beginning of the level. You work your way through groups of enemies with like a really elaborate combat system. You fight a boss at the end. Next level. The thing that makes it a bit different is for story reasons, which even for me aren't quite explained yet. I haven't finished it, I should say. Every time you die, you are revived, but you're slightly older. And what that means is, besides the aesthetic changes, your guy looking older, it changes some of the combat as well. So you have a death counter which starts at 0, and your character starts at the age of 20 years old, and when you die, you age 1 year, and the counter goes up by a year, and it goes from 0 to 1. It goes from 0 to 1, and you become 21 years old. You die again. You age a year because the death counter's on 1, but then the death counter goes to 2.
So it accelerates the more you die.
The more you die, you accelerate.
Okay.
And if you get to, you can lose a couple of lives, and you're like, oh, it's okay. I'm aging slightly. It's fine. But if you get in a hard fight, it accelerates really quickly.
Yeah, because I saw people saying, I think it was our friend Lewis was saying like, you got 70 is the limit. If I hit 70, I die. And I'm like, you start at 20. Is he dying 50 times on a level? I think there's bigger problems there. If that's what's going on.
So what tends to happen is, so it gets to a point where, like I say, your death counter's on 3, and you age from like 27 to 30, and you're like, that's not too bad. And then before you know it, like how exponential these things are, you have a shit fight or a shit boss fight, and you die like 3 or 4 more times. You're an old man now. You get tilted. You're an old man now.
That's my life.
And it's and the older your character gets, you have a lower maximum health but a higher damage output. So you
Does
become.
it make it easier?
It actually makes it. It depends, because a lot of the fights are about like sussing out the boss or the enemy. They'll have patterns, and you have to dodge high, dodge low. And if you don't solve it, you will just keep dying. And doing more damage doesn't help that.
Doesn't help if they're just kicking the shit out of you. Yeah,
if anything, you just die faster, and you're like, okay, screw this.
Okay.
And there's other stuff as well, like you have like a move list, and the older you get, some of the moves get locked out because it's like you're too old to do this now.
Oh, really? Oh, that's
Yeah.
weird. I don't know if I like that.
And the idea behind it is, it's kind of like a roguelike. Not a roguelike, but it's like it's designed for you to repeat levels.
Yeah.
So as you do levels, you get experience to unlock moves for your character. And as soon as you die, as in you reach the age of 80, which is game over, you lose all the moves you've unlocked. But you can spend a bit of extra XP to like unlock them permanently. So as you do more and more runs, you unlock these moves permanently to make it easier for yourself. But the cool thing about it overall is that the levels are designed to be repeated, but the 5 levels in a row are, it's almost like one continuous story.
Yeah.
And the age you finish the first level at is the starting age for the second level.
So it's your best run.
So your best run is your new.
Okay.
Is like your new starting point. So I went into the second level at age 24 when I eventually beat it. And now I'm at a point, I think, where mechanically, if I push through, I could just complete the game right, as like an old man, eventually. But I'm kind of compelled to go back to the first level and try and get a really good run where I don't die, so that I go into the second level at age 20. And then I want to beat the second level perfectly. And
so it's more about mastering these levels than just getting through them.
And it kind of feels like, in my head, it's like I could complete the game at like, age 50, 60, 70.
Yeah.
But I want to finish it as a 20-year-old. Where it's yeah.
So it's like in like you're playing Dark Souls or Sekiro, and you beat a boss, but you beat him and you're like, well, I didn't do well. I just sort of, I really scrappied my way through that fight, and you want to do it like properly. Okay, that's a cool idea. I like that.
Yes, and so there's bits like that. The combat itself is, like I said at the start, when I first started the combat, it didn't click with me at all. And I was having a problem where I was trying to. It's one of those things where if you press block at the exact time you're hit, you parry the attack basically. But I was having a hard time telling what was being parried and what wasn't, and it felt a bit weird. I didn't really like it. I read a few bits online. I was going through some Reddit comments and threads and stuff because I know it reviewed well and everyone was saying it was good. I was like, what am I missing? What am I not doing properly? And I think the key to it is there's like a dodge mechanic you can do instead, which is a bit more lenient than parrying. And you have to, at least before you know the game well, you have to rely on sort of these dodges more than parries. But I remember the game telling me how to parry before it explained dodging. So I was like,
so you were like, that's the mechanic.
Yeah, I was like, I want to parry everything.
Yeah.
But no, since I've started dodging instead, I've been having a lot more success. It's just a really fun game. Now it's clicked a lot more.
So how long till it's on Game Pass, do you reckon?
It won't be. I don't think it'll ever be on Game Pass due to the nature of it. I feel like this is a Christmas 2022. We're giving it to you for free, and it's the old shit game.
Okay,
it's the old shit game like New Year's Day. Where you're like, oh damn, Sifu.
Okay. I think I can wait for that. Okay. Because you talking about it now, I'm like, damn, I kind of want to play this, but I just looked it up and it's like 30 quid. How long is it?
It's really fun. So this is another thing about it as well. You go on like there's a website I always use. It's called howlongtobeat.com, I think is the website.
Yeah.
It gives you like a rough duration of how long a game lasts, and it says on it 5.5 hours. I've already put a lot more than that in, and I've not finished it. I think if you sit down and if you're proficient with something like Dark Souls and you're used to harder games and harder combat, you could sit down and finish it in 5.5 hours. But I don't think I don't think you'd get out of the game.
You wouldn't feel good.
You wouldn't get out of it what you're supposed to. It's,
Yeah.
There's a lot of
That's
fun.
not like if you've played Dark Souls. That's if you're really bloody good at Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you understand.
I kind of want to see how long it would take Gamer Will to finish this now, since he's so good at video games.
Good at shooters. Nah, I'm good at all video games. Well, I'm interested, but the fun part of Dark Souls for me is exploring and discovery, and it doesn't sound like
that's not
Sifu's jam.
This is not that type. This is a, so it's like I said, it's quite linear, in a level from start to finish, and then when you finish a level, you'll unlock like a key card. You'll pick up a key card or like a pair of keys towards the end, and that will unlock like an alternate route for the level.
Okay.
But it's not like, it's not any kind of free roam or anything. Like I said, it's like a twist on the level. Usually, it's a way to get to the boss faster. Almost like like a Dark Souls where
like a Dark Souls shortcut.
You do the hard run to the boss, and you unlock a shortcut before it, because it's like, okay, if you die to the boss, you don't want to have to do every single pack of enemies again.
We'll let you come back easier.
Yeah, it's basically
if you want to go level.
It's more like that.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm having tons of fun with it. It broke my PS5 controller, which is a shame.
Did it break it, or did you break it in frustration?
I know my controller broke whilst I was playing this, and I was like, I can, it's fine. But now my trigger is hypersensitive, and that's the like dodge button to like run away. And now it's hypersensitive, so I'll be mid combo, and my guy will just like dash backwards. And it's like, oh no! So
you've got a new controller now, right?
I've got a new one coming on the way. Yeah, I've got a lovely purple PS5 controller coming.
Oh yeah, I saw your picture of that. That looks sick. I like that.
I'm still having a blast with this game because I'm still going to keep playing it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else to really add. It's just I knew, like Sam was saying, last week, where he was like, "This is a game for you." And it's like, it 100% is.
He was right.
It's like when it's. Go for it.
Do you think there's room for more single player like fighting games?
Absolutely. Like I think people are, with like Dark Souls now being as popular as it is, I still think fighting games in general as a genre could just easily explode if they became more popular.
Feels like they're always right on the verge of it, and they never quite.
They are.
I always tip over. Yeah.
I'm still secretly hoping that the Riot one just takes off, and it has like, it's free to play. Here's a good tutorial. It's accessible. Here's a story mode with like some lore. And it's just easy to, and that sort of makes people go like, oh shit, this is really actually fun.
It is shocking there hasn't been a free-to-play fighting game yet. It feels like the genre is geared for a free-to-play system, and no one's done it yet.
It's certainly monetized like it's free-to-play.
Yes, exactly.
I think there's like Brawlhalla is free-to-play. I believe.
I don't know much about that one.
Clone. It's like a Smash clone.
We're talking about real fighting games, though, Steve.
I know that King of Fighters 15 just came out, I think. Like literally, 14th of February. That's the newest big fight.
Oh,
game.
right. That's tomorrow.
Oh shit, it's tomorrow. It's not today. Yeah. That's your next big fighting game. But again, it's another not niche. It's not niche. It's King of Fighters, but it's another game that's like 50, 60 quid with season passes, and
it's weird. It feels like there's all these fighting games, and they're all everyone's like so staunchly behind their fighting game, right?
Yeah.
But it's like the genre is so small. I don't know how it keeps getting so many of these huge budget fighting games, and everyone's like, "No, I don't want Tekken. No, I want King of Fighters. That's my,
Well, fighting game players are really dedicated to their genre. It's like,
I guess you have to be, don't you? Yeah.
Well, it's like these people love this genre, and a lot of time that's all they play. It's just fighting games. I would, going back to Sifu, I would recommend that. If anything I said sounds interesting, it's really fun. It's very hard, so know that going into it. I don't know if
I'm in the really hard game right now.
That's kind of all I've played. Other than that, I 100%ed. I got all the achievements in Vampire Survivors, so I'm done with that for now.
Nice. No,
Nice.
you're never done. I bet it's been updated while we've been talking.
Probably.
Let me have a look.
They added 4 new
Update
characters.
queued.
They did.
I'm not kidding.
No.
3 more achievements, baby.
Please, not. Are you serious?
I'm 100% serious. It just got updated.
Oh, for Christ's sake, let me
The
leave.
lightning ring has an evolution. Oh my god, it's so exciting.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah.
Get him. Go
Should we
get him. Yeah.
Should we just call it now?
Just call it now,
Get
go
those,
play Vampire
come back.
Survivors.
Yeah.
That game is so
That's
good.
really
that game
funny.
is so good.
I do at least 1 run a day of that game.
Yeah, I boot it up every now and again just to have another run through. Oh my god, that's really funny.
but yeah, so I was at the point where I finished that. I think that's it. Still playing Rocket League, but that's Rocket League. I dropped RuneScape, bored of that now. I'm over it. Yeah. So that's me for the week. Did anyone else have anything that they've done before we go into news and bits?
No. I
No,
meant
it's
to,
been
but no.
It was a slow week. Yeah, I had some stuff I had an eye on, but I ended up just sort of waiting for Lost Ark to come out, to be honest. I was
Yeah.
preloading that, yeah.
Okay, so we'll jump into news piece number 1, which was, I think, probably the biggest of the week, because there's a lot of stuff tied to it,
Yes.
which was Nintendo Direct.
Okay.
Mhm.
On the 9th, they did a Nintendo Direct. It was 40 minutes long of stuff that was supposed to come out primarily in the first half of this year.
Okay, what was everyone's favorite announcement in that, real quick?
Xenoblade 3.
Mario
I
Kart
was
8.
working.
We'll all talk at the same time.
Mario Kart 8 tracks.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm with you, Steve.
Yeah, I can't wait. I played some Mario Kart 8 this week, and I was like, yes, you just give me more tracks.
Yeah.
You're doubling the game,
I-
basically.
I used to set my watch by Nintendo Direct just
Yeah.
to see what they were making, but I realized after a while I was like, well, I never these like $60 games that come out on the Switch, and I never really play them. I don't really I don't think I'm in this ecosystem anymore. So I stopped. I basically didn't watch any of them. I didn't really get excited about it, but then I was bored right when this Direct started talking. So I hopped into Discord where people were watching it. And this got announced, and I looked across at my dusty Switch with a copy of Mario Kart sat on top of it, and I was like, I'm actually excited about this. I could get into that. That looks sick. So, yep, I'm all on board. Mario Kart Deluxe. Let's put more DLC in that game.
It 100% to me feels like they sat down to have a meeting and a brainstorm session about Mario Kart 9. And came up with nothing. and we're just like, ah, fuck.
Well, they've never had 2 Mario Karts on the same console, right? It's always been 1 Mario Kart per console. So, but it's also Mario Kart has been so popular on Twitch, especially recently, with some big streamers still playing it, that it's like, oh, it's perfect. They're going to be foaming at the mouth for it. It's going to have so many eyes on the courses because people are still playing it to this day. They announced earlier in the thing a Disney racer. It's like, who cares? There's Mario Kart courses.
Get out of the way, Sully. Mario Kart 8 to me, at least, it's the best iteration of Mario Kart by far.
Oh my god, yeah.
It's the
Other than
perfect-
Double Dash. Double Dash
is good. This is. I think every time I play
Double
Mario
Dash
Kart
was
8,
so long ago. I can't make that call. I don't even remember Double Dash at this point.
or when we have big meetups, right?
Yeah.
And we always end up playing Mario Kart at some point.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's always good. It's like, this game is just... It's the perfect kart racer in my eyes. And I kind of did want Mario Kart 9. Just to see, it kind of brings, new hype with a new game as well. Here's Mario Kart 9, oh my god.
Yeah. But this is better, because now it's hype and cheaper, and we all already own
Exactly, yeah.
Mario Kart.
It's also
basically doubling the game.
Well, there's 48 new tracks over the next
That's
2
crazy.
years.
How many was in the base game? Because it wasn't 48.
It's 20.
I think it was 48.
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't 48. I don't think it was.
Oh,
Like
not the base game,
20 or something.
Oh wait, they added lots of free DLC, didn't they? But I feel like it's 48 currently, and they're adding 48 more.
Mario Kart 8 features 32 tracks in total, so they're doing more than the original number of tracks.
Nice.
And people were like, I've seen a lot of people being like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I hope they add this track." It's like they probably will. It's got to be nearly every track now.
That's
surely.
it. I watched that and I was like, I don't think I could name 48
Well, if there's
Mario Kart tracks that aren't already in the game.
if there's 36 in the base game, and they're adding 48 more, surely
Yeah.
as long as your track that is your favorite isn't utter shit, it's got to be here, right?
They're adding
What's everyone's
Coconut Mall.
favorite?
Coconut
What's
Mall.
everyone's favorite Mario Kart track?
I like is it like Wario Stadium? I think
That's a good one.
Oh,
yeah.
the dirt bike track. Yeah,
Yeah,
I remember
that's
that
a
one.
good
That
one.
one was good. I liked
Mine's
the.
Wario's Gold Mine.
Wario's.
Oh yeah,
that's a
I
good
remember that one. I
yeah,
liked
mine's Coconut
the Bowser's Castle on the N64.
That's a really
That
good
was my
one.
favorite.
Hmm.
Trying to think what else there is. There's one that's like in the sky on some clouds. That's kind of what it's called, but that's a good one.
No, not Rainbow Road.
Not Rainbow Road, no.
I hope they add Rainbow Road.
That's really exciting. I think it's weird that Smash Bros is the only game that gets all this post-launch cross-game support, because I think why not just do Smash Bros again, except it's Mario Kart? Like, wouldn't that make just all of the money if you could get
I
all
mean,
of the other Nintendo characters in Mario Kart?
it'd just be skins. Like, there's already like so many characters in this one, including like there's the Link, there's Animal Crossing, there's Splatoon.
Yeah.
You know, they already have some of the big crossovers.
Rose Gold Peach.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but like crossover stages, like if you could race on a Zelda like Hyrule, because they did one, didn't they? In the DLC.
they've done
yeah,
one.
yeah, just do more of that.
They might do.
I know what you mean because it feels really obvious, right? I think I was talking to Laura about this years ago, where it was like when they added there's a Hyrule track when they added Link,
Mhm.
Yes.
and they started adding like Animal Crossing and Splatoon, and it was like, why don't they just make Nintendo Racer, and just Smash Bros it?
Yeah. Why don't they Smash Bros all their franchises? Because I know we're about to talk about another kind of crossover-ish game, right? Just Smash Bros it. Why aren't Nintendo Smash Brosing everything? I fully
Smash everything.
support it. Yeah.
Well, it's like the way media goes now, right? Is like people are into big, elaborate universes, MCU, that sort of thing. Being the most
Yes. Let's get Iron Man into Mario Kart. I hear what you're saying, and I am 100% there with you.
we can that mod probably exists, right?
It's probably.
Pikachu
It'll be some
drive a
GTA
car.
mod.
Will, you had a sick segue there. What was your segue? You were trying to lead into something.
I don't know. There's some fucking football game or something announced, right?
What for Switch?
Yeah. There you go. Mario Strikers.
Because you were there like, oh, this leads into the next story, and I was like, oh god, what the fuck is he talking about?
Yeah, but I'm intentionally trying to derail all of your segues. So
Well, you're just working. That's
Mario Strikers.
Mario Strikers was an announcement where I was like, that's really cool, and then I remember playing it a lot as a kid, and then I just thought like, I don't really care for this actually. I don't know.
I liked it on Wii. Apparently there was a GameCube one and a Wii one.
The GameCube
played
one was
the
I
GameCube
played the
one,
GameCube
yeah.
one.
I think I played the Wii. I can't remember which one I played, but I think it was the Wii one. And I remember enjoying it. So I'm like, if there's any sports game that's like not, because most of them are like, I can. Who needs Mario Golfing? But Mario Strikers was very fun.
Yeah, I remember it
I
being.
mean,
a lot
I
of
really
fun.
liked Mario Strikers, but like, I'm just saying, like, it's not really a sports game, is it?
It's
No,
a sports
no.
game to what Rocket League is to football, where it's like it's kind of based on football.
to what Mario Kart is to like Formula One.
It's just like you can... I really enjoyed Mario Strikers.
to
when I
what
was
Smash
growing up.
Bros is to MMA.
Oh my god, like Donkey Kong versus Mario in a ring, just beating the shit out of each other with blood everywhere. So yeah, you had Mario Strikers. You had. Does anyone care about, besides me, about Xenoblade?
Yeah,
I like
I'll get it.
Xenoblade.
Because I thought that looked brilliant.
I will give it I want to see more about it because every single Xenoblade they do something different with it. Like the last one was like look, we've got gacha kind of. We not paid for real money at all. It was just all in game.
We have really
It's
weird,
like,
thick-looking bunny girls.
And
Oh,
they're
yeah.
also they're your companion, but they're also your weapon, and it's like that was weird. And So this one looks like it's not having that mechanic in, so I want to see what like their unique thing is. But
Yeah.
I like the Xenoblade universes and stuff. People rag on the voice acting because it's all very English.
It's all Britbong.
Yeah,
I'm
but
really
I
feeling
like it. It's different from the usual, so I'm like, you're not gonna hear Matt Mercer in this, but you'll hear some other people.
It's Rhine time. Oh, I love Xenoblade 1. Yeah, I finished Xenoblade 1. I
yeah.
didn't actually finish Xenoblade 2. I'd
Same.
like...
I never finish those types of games though. I just get most of the way through, then play something else, and I get back to it, and I'm like, oh, do I want to continue to save, which I've kind of forgotten, or do I want to start
Yeah.
again? And it's always start again.
I think I got like halfway through Xenoblade 2, and I was like, not really. I'm really not feeling it now. It's on my shelf of games, and every so often I look at it and I go, one day.
One day.
Like you will, like, when you're gonna finish a game at some point, but you just don't know when.
Yes.
And now I've got a deadline.
Except I never do.
Well, now I've got a deadline,
And neither will you.
Now there's a sequel coming.
I'm calling it.
Which apparently, like Xenoblade 2, when you play it, seems very separate to the first one, but it does all tie in, apparently. So, I assume the third will be. I mean, they're numbered sequels, right? They got to tie in somehow.
Well, Final Fantasies don't tie in, and they're numbered.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah. What else do we have? Wii Sports on the Switch.
That's massive. I can't believe they called it Switch Sports though, and not Wii Sports 2 or something.
Yeah.
Because it's not the
that's
Wii.
insane to me. Yeah, but who cares? Wii Sports is the biggest selling game of all time. People will figure it out.
I have a friend who's got a Nintendo, Nintendo Lite, where it doesn't have the separate Joy-Cons, and apparently there's only 2 games you can play on that system because it's all motion-based.
So what do you think of this art style?
Yeah.
What do you think of the art style?
Oh, it's not Mii's anymore. That's weird.
No.
So
I like
we were talking about this, and we said it's kind of like a weird in between of a Mii and Animal Crossing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see it?
No, I don't know if I can go there with you.
No. Speaking
Speaking
of Animal Crossing, I did see on Twitter just before the podcast started. Apparently, you can be animals. I'll post it in our private Discord chat. But
wait, you can
get animal skins for it. Yeah, you can be a fairy.
Oh, what? Oh God, why?
Like, I think the reason this looks like Animal Crossing to me is because it's the eyes and the nose, the little triangle.
Oh,
nose.
I kind of see what. Yeah, I kind of see what you're saying. I can.
Animal
No,
Crossing.
I trust you.
No, I need proof. That'll do.
Now you've unconvinced me. I forgot what Animal Crossing looked like.
No? That not doing anything for you?
No, it doesn't look like anything alike.
Why do
I was there with you until you went looking for proof.
I can see what Josh is saying.
I'm not saying they are Animal Crossing. I'm saying it's like if you kind of stretched out their proportions,
Nope.
normalised them a bit.
Nope.
It looks like what Animal Crossing could be in the next generation if they like Animal Crossing grown up,
What, like that Rugrats TV show where they all grew up?
all grown
All
up.
grown up.
Oh, what? Wait, you were all over the place with our references today. Rugrat TV sequel. What the fuck?
That brings me to the next topic of Rugrats. No. Yeah, you
In
had
Smash Bros.
so those were the biggest announcements. You also had we got excited for Fire Emblem, thinking there was a new Fire Emblem.
Is that a new Fire Emblem?
No, it's bait.
No.
It's the weird Muso game that no one cares about.
Yeah,
It's
the
Fire
second
Emblem
it
Warriors.
has the word warriors in it, it means it's just.
Oh yeah, I
Dynasty
did.
Warriors.
My brain just completely
I've never
ignored that one.
I've never seen Laura go from so excited to really pissed off. Like she was like, oh, I think
No,
like out loud,
was
she was
there.
like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!"
That's really funny.
Because it's just a stupid Muso game that.
This game's
No one
good.
cares
I've never played a.
They're Muso
I've played a
games.
Muso game
Yeah.
since like Dynasty Warriors
And
3.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you like Dynasty Warriors games and you like the game that it's about, right? Say you're a very big Fire Emblem fan.
Yeah.
You would like this game. You just would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to
But you
like the
have to
gameplay.
like both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I played the Berserk one, and it was all right because I like Berserk, and Muso is a game. And that's basically it.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. What else do we have? Live Alive looks really cool.
Yeah, that game. I love the Octopath art style, so that game really I'm like, yeah, I'll give that a try.
Kirby looked great. You haven't got to convince me anymore because I'm already well on board. But Kirby eats shit now and becomes a car. That's kind of cool.
Wasn't that always his shtick?
Well, yeah, the Kirby game won the meme of won the meme award for the Nintendo Direct. That has been memed to shit.
Yeah, because it's always been Kirby eats something, and he still is Kirby sized, but he now.
Wait, that's horrific.
This is
what
real.
The fuck?
This is the thing.
No, it's not.
It is. Yeah.
That's awful.
So this is the meme, right? Is that he's like eating shit, and he is the thing. It's like Steve's saying, it's being memed to hell. I've heard it being called like the Kirby foreskin.
I see it.
There's the Kirby cone.
Yeah,
There's the cone.
People are already selling car covers of Kirby now.
Yeah,
I've seen them.
There's the vending machine. It's fucking weird, man.
That's weird though, because before, right, Kirby, he eats things, and then it's like, well, he's Kirby, but he's got Mario's hat on. That's cute. Now he's just like stretching himself over the thing.
Yeah,
that's weird. I don't like that.
It's like So this is the new weird.
Imagine sitting in that car. It's just
covered.
I imagine just veiny, weird.
You're covered in digestive fluid, so you're slowly melting as Kirby
the
eats
car
you.
is like melting. Yeah. Oh god, that's horrific.
Thanks, Sakurai. So that's that. Yeah, there's a scissor lift Kirby, in case you wanted to see that.
Sure, I guess.
Because it's so weird, but that's like Steve said, that's getting memed to death because it's just so easy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's weird.
That's basically it, right? They debated
No.
with Earthbound.
No, Earthbound getting the Mother 1 being translated is pretty big.
They did that, and I was like, it's happening. They're fine. Here comes Mother 3. They're finally doing it, and they still didn't do it.
I think they'll do it eventually, but they're doing Mother 1 first to be like, because they can't do like, oh, here's 2 and then 3 and then eventually we get 1. They do 1 first.
Have you played Mother 3?
I've not played any of them.
God, Mother 3 is brilliant, but you can only play it as a GBA ROM that you patch into English as a fan patch because it's not out in English. Yeah. It's so bizarre. What else was there? Chrono Cross looks cool. I'll play that.
Yeah.
Why not? I've heard the game's kind of ass, but it's got a good soundtrack.
I've heard people love Chrono Cross, so
it is a sequel to Chrono Trigger, right?
I believe so. Yes. But people, the only thing I've heard about it, people say about Chrono Cross to me is like, oh, it's good, but it's Chrono Trigger is like the gold star.
Yeah, that's all I've ever heard is people go.
I
tried
to play Chrono Trigger and I could not play it.
Oh my god!
No, it's so good.
Yeah, Chrono Trigger is amazing.
I got it on.
It's one of those things where it's just too dated, and I don't have the nostalgia for it.
Oh, see, no, that's the thing. I played it years, it's probably like 10 years ago, but it was like years after. I got it on DS.
That's the version I played.
It was like a hard to find cart, but I found it and I played it. I was like, this has some like really in-depth mechanics for a game of its time. Because I was expecting like Final Fantasy level, like basic kind of. Because it came around the time of Final Fantasy VI, but no, there was like combos and stuff, and it's a masterpiece. It's really fantastic.
Yeah, but it doesn't change the fact that if you have no nostalgia for that game, you play it and you're like, this game just.
I didn't play it though when I was younger at all. I played it much later on in life, like probably when Final Fantasy 12, 13 was already out around then, and I still enjoyed it. I think it holds up even if you. I'm
gonna scare you, Steve, by working out or googling when it came out on DS. I bet it was a long time ago now. But
but I even got it late after DS as well. Like it was like. Well past its I had to get it kind of second hand, I think, somewhere it was very hard to find.
I'm trying to find out when the DS version.
Jesus, I was looking up copies on DS. Yeah, this is ridiculously Pricey.
A lot of Nintendo games are,
90
especially like the
quid?
popular ones.
Come
Yeah.
on, Nintendo.
2000,
I only paid
2008 was
13,
the
but-
DS version. That's the version I played as well. I think I tried to emulate it at one point, but couldn't. Or no, I couldn't get into it. And I played the DS version, and I finally
I
finished
think
it.
it's on Steam, right? Chrono Trigger.
Is it?
I think
No.
it is.
Chrono.
Here it is.
Yeah, it is. £12.
£11.99.
Is it like a weird mobile version though?
No. it
Very
looks like it's
positive, all the reviews.
It looks like it's the NES version with.
Chrono
Yeah.
Trigger for me was a game where it kind of had a slow-ish start, but when it picked up, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm on board now. This is great. Time traveling shenanigans with a cool party. I hope Chrono Cross is good. I'll check out Chrono Cross. I know the soundtrack is really good.
Is it a remake or are they like a
It's like I said, I don't think
remake
it's
or a remaster?
I don't think it's a direct sequel, but it
Yeah.
does tie into Chrono Trigger somehow. I haven't played it.
Yeah.
I just know that.
And
it
this
does.
Chrono Cross there was a Chrono Cross in the past, and this is obviously new and updated. I'm not sure remake, remaster. I forget which is which. These that
I think it's remastered.
it's just a new version of that game.
It's remastered in the same way that like FF8 and FF9 kind of came out on Steam, where it's like, it's just the original PS1 stuff up-resed.
Chrono Cross is also on Steam. If you wanted to just get in now.
Yes, it was announced.
Oh wait, no, it is. This is the one that's coming out.
Yeah, it was announced at Nintendo Direct, but it's also coming to like Steam and this, that, and the other.
Okay.
It's not bad as well. £16 is cheap enough that I would dive in. Well,
Better than they normally do for their remakes, isn't it, Square Enix?
So you had Chrono Cross, you had Metroid Dread getting a easy mode and a fuck you mode with like nothing in between, because that's the game, I guess. I think that's it.
See, I'm excited for Project Triangle Strategy. As I said, I downloaded the demo. I haven't played it yet, but you can play basically the first 3 chapters and then transfer your save over to the main game. That game is one of the worst names I've ever heard.
That's the stupidest name I've ever seen.
I've come around on it. I love it.
Oh,
But,
we full circle now, Will.
Yeah.
Full triangle.
Because think about it.
Full triangle.
We're all still full triangle. Because think about it, strongest shape. Because think about it, we're all still talking about it, right?
Oh,
So in that ways, it kind of worked.
we said this during the week, but their next games comes out. It's going to be Project Video Game, and then the full name will just be Video Game.
Yeah. I love that. It's like this this trend of Japanese developers whenever these games get ported to translated, they have this name that sounds on the face of it like a sort of metaphor, some like hidden meaning kind of title, but it isn't at all. It's like, Octopath Traveler. It's like, oh, interesting. What's that about? Like, no, you just play as 8 people and you go on their adventure. That's it. It's not. There's no depth there. It's just literally what it is. I love it. All about it. Do you play as 3 people in this game? I bet you do.
Oh, no, the triangle strategy is just the rock paper scissors shit from Fire Emblem.
Oh,
I played the previous.
Sure.
I played one of the previous demos. It's basically, if you played Final Fantasy Tactics or Tactics Advance, it's basically that.
Yeah.
With Octopath like graphics combined. I think the triangle strategy part comes through it because like in between like the battle missions, you do like decision making where like
You talk to
it's
people,
some
don't you?
weird like scales, and it's like you got to make one of 3 decisions, and everyone votes, and you kind of like talk to people to influence their votes, and that progresses the story in different ways and stuff. But I love those types of games like the Fire Emblems, the Final Fantasy Tactics. So this is right up my alley.
I got really burned on Octopath Traveler. I didn't like it. I went in really excited, and I just don't think Octopath was a great game. I can't. It's been so long now. I can't exactly remember why. I had some problems with the gameplay, but it's kind of like it's burned my faith on this a little bit. I think because it is the same people, right?
Wasn't Live
Alive.
Yeah.
That's the
Wasn't
same
that-
art style.
Same art style, yeah.
Yeah.
What's it called? 2D enhanced?
2D
It's got, like
HD.
a 2D HD, yeah.
2D Fuck off.
Something like that. They have like a an art style name for it now because I think a couple games have done it recently.
Yeah, Live Alive 2D HD. I think.
Does it have Levolution though, Steve?
Oh God, is that the Battlefield thing?
Yeah, it was.
Where it's like you knock down a skyscraper or something and you level up.
Evolve.
Yeah,
the
you
level.
evolve level, Josh. It's Levolution. It makes so much sense.
That's worse than HD 2D.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Yeah, yeah, you're probably right.
No, definitely. Worse, but...
This is a super old game though. Live Alive. It's like a Super Nintendo game.
Yeah, they said it was the first time it's coming to the West because it was Japan exclusive.
Yeah, but there are fan patches. You can
Of
play this
course.
right now in English
Yeah.
if you really want to. You can work out how to play it.
True.
Which is that's the thing with that game as well. Is I feel like the only people that are going to buy it are the people that probably would have played it anyway.
Yeah,
Although,
you're not wrong. Yeah.
The art style and it, like the trailer made me like, oh, like I wasn't gonna play it. Well, I wouldn't usually play those types of games, but I'm like, oh, maybe it'd be good. It looks like really good.
Now
and
it's in
polished.
2D HD.
Yeah.
Whatever you just said.
Like
Yeah.
there's fancy lighting effects and stuff.
That looks so old.
Select scenario. Ninja!
Ninja.
Exclamation mark.
So yeah, you Live Alive. I think that's it now. I mean,
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Have
other than,
they
like,
changed the art style for the Advance Wars remake yet?
no, it still looks
Then
like.
I still am not interested.
I'll still get that.
I'll get that.
because I won't be able to resist.
I love
but-
Advance Wars. You got the Assassin's Creed collection of the best Assassin's Creed games.
Oh shit! Force Unleashed.
Force Unleashed.
What?
Hold the
And all the
phone.
ports, well, don't get too excited because all the ports of games will run like dog crap.
What's the guy's name in Force Unleashed? Do you remember?
Killer.
Starkiller, yeah. Do you know that, like,
Yep.
canonically, he's one of the strongest, like, Force users in the entire
Yeah.
story?
There's a level in the Force Unleashed where you pull a Star Destroyer
Yeah.
out of the sky, and they made it boring. I don't know how they managed that.
You hold, what is it? You hold right trigger and pull down on both analog sticks.
On both sticks, yeah. And then every now and then a TIE fighter flies by and shoots you and knocks you over. It was fucking annoying.
Ow, stop it. Ow.
Yeah, it was.
And then you kill Darth Vader? In, like,
No, that was 2?
oh my god, those games
I
are
don't
so
know. I
weird.
can't remember. That was so weird.
You're
yeah.
spoiling these games for people who want to play them.
No
on
one's
Switch.
going to play this, Steve. No one's playing
I'll make
the
a.
Switch port.
Yeah, give me. I would love to see Nintendo if you're listening. I know you are. You probably are. I will buy a copy of Force Unleashed. Whatever the difference is between 0 and 10, I will buy it up to, if that makes sense, because that's where I'm guessing the ballpark is for people buying that game.
It's such a Nintendo move as well to have games ported to their system from the Xbox 360, and the 360
Like-
version looks better.
I can understand like for some games the port to Switch. Like I bought all the Final Fantasy games on Switch because I'm like playing that in handheld is like it for me. I like playing RPGs on handheld, but
Yeah.
anything that's got any sort of graphical, need, the Switch can't handle it. It's gonna run at 30 FPS or less.
Yeah, it's
everywhere.
weird, isn't it? Yeah, I know what you mean.
That's kind of it. You've got that weird kart racer Steve was talking about, the Disney one.
That
Captain-
everyone instantly forgot about.
But,
Captain Jack Sparrow is the headliner.
yeah.
Okay.
I've got
All
a
right,
blue
yeah,
shell.
all right.
I've got a
I'm
blue
down.
shell.
It's like I was excited for the Chocobo Racing that's meant to be coming out soon, I think in March. But now I'm just like, Chocobo who? There's Mario.
Yeah, just give me more Mario Kart stuff.
Hmm.
All right, so I'm going to call Nintendo Direct completed. We've completed it. It's
Is this a
done.
good?
Completely,
Was this
mate.
a good one? Was this?
This was
Yeah,
a good one.
this
I was
was-
happy.
yeah,
I was
it's a
happy
good
with
one.
this one. Solid
Although-
7 out of 10.
Yeah, I will say, yeah, people were like, oh, Breath of the Wild, oh, Metroid Prime, Bayonetta 3,
Oh,
and we
yeah.
didn't get those. So that was a little bit of a disappointment, but otherwise it was good.
Breath of
No
the
more
Wild 2
Smash,
isn't real.
Smash Bros news.
Smash Bros is done.
Yeah, they're done with
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
Well, they're done with Ultimate anyway. Then if they do it will be a new game if they do another one.
Smash
Okay.
Bros Ultimate 2. No Smash game will ever be as good as Ultimate or have the same roster as Ultimate. Because Sakurai's done now, right? He's like, I'm too old. See you
Yeah,
later.
okay.
What do you know? Like, what are you getting at?
Isn't this the
It's
guy?
like-
Doesn't he say it's like Kojima, right? He's like, I'm out,
And
then they
Miyazaki
just makes another
for,
one.
Oh,
Yeah.
Did you like it?
If-
But yeah,
Ghibli
who's the
film.
guy? Who's the Kingdom Hearts guy?
Sakurai.
Right? Isn't he always out? Yeah.
And also the like Ghibli films Miyazaki, he's doing another Ghibli film, I think now.
Yeah.
After
Yeah.
quitting like 7 times.
Anime was a mistake. Right. I'm glad we stretched that out because there's not a lot of news this week. There's really not a lot going on. What have I got up here? I've got Lord of the Rings gets its first screenshots for the TV show. Did you guys
I
see
saw
this?
that. It looks alright.
It looks all right.
I
yeah.
haven't looked at them because I'm like, I don't want.
I
You
think
know,
for
like-
for glamour shots specifically for promotion, I'm like, yeah, they're all right. I'm down. Those
Yeah.
guys look pretty good. Yeah.
It made the Lord of the Rings subreddit really mad. That was a fun comment thread to go through.
Yeah, I bet it did. I bet it did.
Oh, what were some of the comments?
Some of the comments was like, "Oh, it's not accurate. The dwarf female doesn't look right, or something. Just it looks like cosplay." I thought it looked pretty good. I think it looks alright. He looks like
This guy?
yeah.
It's a dwarf-ass dwarf. Yeah. Yeah.
I love Lord of the Rings, so and it's been
Hmm.
long enough that I'm like, yeah, I could go for some more, whatever it is. If it's
Yeah.
really bad, you just write it off, right?
Yeah.
doesn't
well,
invalidate
well,
the
Exactly what you
movies.
got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
The only
like-
thing I would say is like there's a lot of big budget TV coming out soon, and I don't
Yeah.
like. We don't have to talk about it, but I wasn't massively impressed with what Star Wars has put out so far. I've liked it, but like, it hasn't blown me away.
I've been enjoying some of the Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
I haven't watched Boba Fett. I've been told I should because apparently it gets much better than the first episode.
Yeah, for sure.
But the problem with
I thought, yeah.
sorry, go ahead. What was you going to say about?
No, we don't. We don't
Yeah.
get into that.
I think the problem with any kind of modern Lord of the Rings show, which as much as I don't want it to get compared to, it will be compared to like Game of Thrones because that's the closest.
Isn't
big
that
budget
the
thing.
angle? Isn't that what this is kind of? Because don't you have to be? You can't do a TV show that's just the like an adventure, can you?
Well, I mean, I think it was like Lord of the Rings. For what it wasn't like wholesome, right? But it was never like, it was never to the level.
Oh,
of
you
Game
don't
of-
want it to be like grim.
Yeah,
like-
I don't not
yeah,
necessarily
yeah.
grim, but like imagine, like Lord of the Rings, and then they go around to a human village or something, and there's like a brothel, and then someone gets decapitated, and it's like, well, this was never Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Game of Thrones, I think it was like a lot of what was big about it was those big moments, those shock moments that you can say like every season, like, oh, that moment in season 1 and that moment in season 3.
Yeah,
I always thought the best part of Game of Thrones was just two people in a room talking. That was always the fun parts for me when it's just you watching Sean Bean play off of what's his name, Jamie
Yeah,
Lannister. I can't remember his name. Those were my favorite.
it's good
parts
acting.
of the
It was good
show.
acting carries.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yes, yeah.
It was good, but it was like the moment, there were the shock moments, like usually near the end of a season or whatnot, that kept everyone really talking.
Yeah, my other concern with this is because obviously Middle Earth is such a massive location, right?
Yeah.
I hope they don't just not necessarily shoehorn characters in from the movies, but they do stuff where it's like, hey, remember this person from the movie?
Apparently, this is 1,000 years in the
Yeah.
past. So
Oh, okay.
Elves, though,
because if you scroll down, there's a picture of a guy who looks suspiciously like Aragorn. I can't. What am I blanking on his name? What was his?
Viggo Mortensen.
Viggo Morgenstern. That guy. Doesn't that look suspiciously like him? And I was talking to Aaron, and I was like, are they doing like him but young? But then I looked up the shots, and I was like, oh no, 1,000 years. Okay, it's not. Probably
like,
not him.
I
Then.
mean, I mean, Aragorn was a Dunedain?
An
But
old
he
human,
was still-
right? He was like 80 or something.
But they make a point of like, even in the show, it's like he's not going to live as long as you because you're an
Yeah,
elf
yeah,
and he's
but
only a dude. Yeah.
He I believe that they still live. That variation of humans still lives like 300 years.
Yeah,
or something.
Aragorn.
Oh, right.
Aragorn in the
I
movie
didn't know that.
was like 80 or like 100 or something, right? Or am I
Yeah,
getting that wrong?
in the films, Aragorn's like nearing on 100.
Yeah, he's like old. He's old, but
Oh, I
not
never
old,
knew that.
old.
I thought he was just a man.
No,
I
no,
thought he was
he's a race of
just a
human
dude.
that lived to like 300.
Oh, right, blimey.
Yeah, yeah. So
I don't know. I've never read the whatever it's called. The Silmarillion.
I didn't know that this took place that far in the past. I was just concerned that whatever character it follows goes to an elven place, and then the elf is like, "Oh, I've got to go. I've got counsel with Legolas," and then just walks off. And it's like,
I was gonna say you don't want Legolas popping up again.
But it wouldn't be that Legolas pops up. It would just be him going like, "Oh, see you later. Got to go see Legolas,"
Yeah.
and you're like,
Yeah.
I know him."
Yeah.
Somebody at some point in that show is going to say that still only counts as one. That's what.
Oh, you're
I'm
right.
calling it now.
Yeah, that's gonna happen.
That's
Yeah,
gonna.
so
yeah,
stuff like that is fine though. Like
Yeah.
little, not cool backs, I guess, cool forwards.
Yeah.
But it's like how old was like Elrond and stuff? Because those are the characters you're most likely to see, right?
Yeah.
I think the picture of the woman in armor. I think that's Galadriel. I only skim read this. I think that's supposed to be Galadriel.
That's Gondor armor, isn't it? No. This one.
I could be
I
wrong.
don't know enough.
I only skim read the article, but I think that's who that's supposed to be.
That could be cool. I'm gonna watch it. Obviously, I think
Yeah,
a lot of people are gonna watch
that
it.
was like my one worry. Was like there's so many long-lived races
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
despite the fact that you've got all of this land, this entire world to build upon, I was
Yeah.
worried they'd just take like the easy route, I would call
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
That was my
yeah.
biggest fear.
So it's the problem when, like you say, the land mass is so massive, but it's like here's 6 people all meeting up coincidentally.
Yeah,
in
Elrond's
massive...
gonna have an argument with Legolas
Yeah.
again, and it's like, oh come on, we're gonna see Gimli. I don't know how long dwarves live, but
yeah,
something
excited
like
for
that.
that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna close this tab, and we'll see what the next
Mhm.
story is. We have
Wow. Oh.
Resident
Surprised.
Evil 4 is getting it's being remade supposedly. It's not been confirmed, but people are starting to talk about an RE4 remake, and there's supposedly some details that have leaked.
Well, I read that article, and
Yeah.
right off the bat at the start, he goes, "None of this is confirmed, and it's all unconfirmed sources."
Well,
And it was like,
that's the thing.
okay.
It's like you say. It's,
so the story is they're making RE4 again, which
But-
is like, of course they are. They've done 2 and 3, and they were wildly successful.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, yeah.
they've been talking about it for a while. I think there are so many different sources all coming out saying, like, talking about it.
Yeah.
And it seems like a bit of a leaky, what do you call it, like a leaky pot.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to talk about it because I'm very excited for the idea of an RE4 remake.
I'd love like a plays like a modern game, but is RE4 again. I'd love that.
Yeah, because RE2 remake was such a good game, but also didn't invalidate the original. It just
Yes.
built upon it and made like a new, fresh game. And I'm so ready for that
Yeah.
with Resident Evil 4.
Only if I can play through with a Wiimote somehow.
You play
That's
in
how
VR.
I played RE4, and I think that was the correct way to play that. It was great.
Wow. Okay then.
You know, if they do RE4, they have like DLC where you can play as like Lady D or whatnot. They'll find
No,
some
they
way
won't.
to.
You can already play as Ada
No, they won't.
in the
Yeah.
original.
They'll be like, oh, look at
Oh,
this
Ada.
extra level where you can play as like. There's a new big
If you can't
female
just
villain.
they're not just going to put her into everything.
No, they put a new one in because they're like, oh, the internet love big ladies, so
No,
here you
you
go, have
did.
another one.
Yeah,
No, everyone did. Everyone did.
this just completely derailed what I was thinking, and now I've completely lost my train of thought.
Just need
Oh,
more
I'm sorry.
Ada.
Yes, you had the whole Ada campaign in RE4, which apparently according to this, is getting like expanded, which would be really cool.
Yeah.
Like none of this could be even real. It's all speculation from this.
Is
person.
it going to have mercenaries mode? That's
mean,
what I want.
That
Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of 5 still.
that was did RE4 never did it have mercenaries?
I don't think RE4 did. I think
was
that was 5 on.
5 onwards. Yeah. What did 4 didn't have anything, did it? Didn't have any multiplayer. It just had the Ada campaign.
No. Yeah.
But yeah,
I have memories of doing some kind of mercenaries-like thing, but I could be completely off base. I might be just mixing. I played 4 and 5 around the same time.
I think you're
might just
right, because I remember something vaguely as well. Maybe it had like a really simple version of mercenaries, and
Yeah,
five was the one that expanded with it with all the characters.
Someone will know.
Yeah,
We need to start saying more wrong things so people come out of the woodwork to correct
actually.
us. Yeah.
Problem, Will, we're just too right all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm too good at games and I'm too correct in everything I say.
Completely.
It's a blessing and a curse.
And there's one more story, which is what you posted, Will. So you can talk about this. This is about the Division getting a weird Tarkov mode.
Yeah, it's not. I just thought it was a good jumping off point because we talked a while back about how it's weird that no big publisher or no big developer has jumped on the Tarkov phenomena. I guess is the word. Yeah.
Cycle, right? I think that's getting a test actually very soon.
Big budget, Steve. Big budget development studio.
More than £8.50.
Yeah. I'm talking EA, Ubisoft. And in my head, when I was talking about that, I was thinking like Ubisoft would be the ones to do it because they kind of already are making Tarkov, but it's just always either single player or like co-op or something like the Division, right? Is almost Tarkov, but it's more MMO than whatever Tarkov is, hardcore shooter. I just thought it was interesting that they're finally doing it. We'll see what it's like
as well, right?
Yeah.
They haven't announced it.
My problem with this is, and this is just me guessing, but I assume you'll shoot a guy in the head, like
it'll be gear score,
an NPC, and a number will pop out of his head.
Yeah,
and that's not what I want. So,
but that as long as it's like got the you can kill a guy and take his stuff, right? That's like the thing. That's the loop. Yeah.
No wait, it'll be you. Sorry, I was gonna say you kill a guy and then you can buy his loot as an NFT.
There you go.
I don't want to go back to NFTs again.
Not again.
Not again. But yeah, I just think it's cool that someone's finally gonna give it a go. I don't think any studio is brave enough to make like an actual Tarkov-like experience where it's like you could log on, like you can go and play Tarkov for an evening and just have zero fun because you're just getting killed and all your stuff's getting taken and like come away like at a net loss after playing for an evening.
It's the fuck you, I'll see you tomorrow gif.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Tarkov is that strange game where it's still in early access and people go like they're really into it and then they drop off hard because they get out the Tarkov hole, they escape from Tarkov.
Hey.
And I think there's like the bigger game companies are probably like when they perfect that, we'll copy that perfected, but we don't want to put out ours yet in case, because it's not been perfected yet. People like love the game, then they hate it, then they go back on a server wipe or whatnot. And there's got to be that middle ground where it's like it's good for a period and then it's okay, not just it's good then people forget about it.
Right, but there's clearly something there that is making
there's something
millions of people play it. It's just that
someone's got to like do it, but
that's the thing though. The big companies should be the guys wanting to be the first one to do it, not to be the copiers.
But then we had like with battle royales, like very early on, like you had like PUBG, then you had Fortnite, and then you had so many more, and a lot of them just died out because their unique gimmick wasn't good enough or whatnot. And I don't think people were wanting to put their eggs in that basket until
but then Activision came along with Warzone and made all of the money.
True.
Where
they
where are the
do.
people coming in to try and take Tarkov's lunch?
They might do. We'll have to see. I do think we'll see more Tarkov likes going forward, but it's just not rushing it out. Maybe
that genre, that Tarkov like genre, is gonna be very hard to break into. But I think if someone does nail it, that game is gonna be so good.
It'll break at the same time the cowboy genre does. You'll get a Tarkov cowboy game.
Oh, so you think Hunt Showdown should do a Tarkov mode?
That's the thing. Hunt Showdown is the game that most people compare to Tarkov.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if you're someone who's played both of them a decent amount, you're there like these games are nothing.
But
like...
yeah, there's a lot of there's surface level similarities, but that's about it. It's they're very different experiences. Yeah, yeah.
Or maybe someday someone will finally make one.
Well, and there we go. Ubisoft's shooting their shot, and we'll see how that goes.
Well, that's
allegedly.
That's all the news for the week. What are you lot all playing next week? Is it just more Lost Ark?
Probably some more Lost Ark, yeah.
Yeah. I think
Total War Warhammer 3 comes out.
Yeah, I was gonna say that one
this week.
Oh, really?
That one, yeah, 17th, I think. So in 17th or 19th, one of those. But yeah, that's out.
I've already pre-purchased it, so if I just quickly,
it's on Game Pass as well.
Yeah, I don't care about it on Steam.
Yeah, I've never played one. I do not even know
17th,
what exactly the game is. But since I know so many people who are playing it, I'm like, someone teach me the game, and
you take big squares and make them fight other big squares.
Essentially, yeah.
But here's the biggest thing that from what I've seen of Warhammer 3 is apparently there seems to be like shortened down like campaigns or scenarios or something.
Yes, that's what I'm excited for. Yeah,
and I'm that's what I need.
That sounds
cool. These screenshots are cool.
The early like Total War Hammer campaigns are so much fun when you're like still building an army and you've got like a bunch of scrappy dudes and you go and fight someone else's like scrappy army. It's great. And then somewhere around the mid game, it becomes very tedious where it's like you have a huge empire, multiple armies, and like every turn takes ages to tick over. So yeah, I'm very excited for like bite-sized Total Warhammer stuff.
What is the 17th? Is that Friday?
Tuesday?
Thursday.
Wednesday?
It's Thursday.
What a weird day to release on.
I got that day off. Hell yeah.
There you go. I'm going to be playing Horizon Forbidden West.
Ooh.
Nice.
I'm very excited for that. I'm not going to get much time with it before the next podcast. Because again, it's like end of the week it comes out and I'm renting it. So I've got to wait for it to come in the post.
Oh, we're going to get your fresh take on Horizon.
I mean, yeah, you'll get my opening thoughts with my new purple controller.
How do you think that's going to affect your enjoyment of Horizon?
Multiply it by at least 8. I just keep looking down at my controller and be like, yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to make a quick comment. I promised someone on Will's stream that I would talk about Blood Bowl 2 because I'm in a league for a game called Blood Bowl 2, and I played my league game this week, but I got utterly destroyed. Like I got everything thrown at me, players dead and everything. So to that one person that I promised, you can know that I utterly died.
Yeah, Sam's officially retiring.
My soul was crushed after that game.
That's why I stopped playing. I couldn't handle those nights where I finished my league game and went, wow, boy, I never want to play that ever again.
I made that promise, like, yeah, I've got a Blood Bowl 2 game coming up. I'll talk about that. And then I played the game, and I was so mad that I was like, oh, but I promised.
Well, then there's the Blood Bowl update then. So when are you going to play that again, like next year?
No, my next league game will probably either be next week or the week after.
Oh, I missed the Stardew Valley updates, to be honest.
Yeah, what happened?
Sorry,
The game fell off.
Yeah,
it's fallen off.
Completed it. Right.
Completed it, mate.
There's also this week coming out Dynasty Warriors 9 Extreme or something. One of those.
I'm not talking about that.
That game's already out. It's just getting put on the new system, right?
If that's what we're scraping to talk about now, then I'm officially wrapping this podcast.
I think we should probably call it. Yeah.
All right. Thank you for listening, everybody. I hope you've all had a good little listen.
Goodbye. Nobody sent me pictures of The Rock. I'm very disappointed.
I sent you a picture of The Rock.
Obviously, I'm not talking to you, Steve. I'm talking to the listeners.
Bye.